Rob, I owe everybody two jokes this week.
Proud of
I
you.
I was like, I should find drive-in theater jokes.
Okay.
And apparently, have you ever heard of Red Skelton?
Yeah. Like,
Apparently he had like some drive-in bits. These are not my jokes. These are Red Skelton
okay.
jokes. I'm not taking credit for it. Okay.
Joke number one.
All right. I was at a drive-in last night, and it was the craziest thing. A car in front of me had its back wheels jacked up in the air. So I walked over and I asked the guy, "Something wrong?" He says, "No, we're just used to necking in the balcony."
Okay, joke
Okay.
number two.
I started to tell you about how funny marriages are out here in California. There was a guy the other day who saw his wife going into a drive-in theater with his best friend. He would have gone in after him, but he'd already seen the picture.
Do you think you could have been like a Catskills comedian? Like you're where just like set up, payoff. You think you could have done it?
Yeah, I think I could have done it. There was Henny Youngman,
Yeah.
the comedian and who
Yeah.
was portrayed in Goodfellas, or I don't know if they actually might have been
I
Henny
think it
Youngman.
actually is Henny Youngman in Goodfellas. Yeah.
Yeah, one of my favorite jokes ever is one of his. It's like a Catskills comedian type joke, and it's I went to the doctor and I said I broke my leg in two places, and he said, "Well, stop going to those places."
Reserve seating starts right now.
So we are here for the Drive-In Time Machine. It is a episode that we've done long ago in the past, but it's always fun. The idea is we pick out five drive-in weekends of the past,
Mhm.
and then we tell you what those choices are that we could have seen if we were there at the time. So in this case, we're supposing we have a time machine and we could go to any of these places and pick out a double feature.
And we're able to do this because you have the subscription to the newspaper website, right? So you see actual.
Newspapers.com. So I picked five Chicago area drive-in
Mhm.
dates. One of them was an August 11th, one of them was an August 12th, one of them was an August 13th, an August 14th, and an August 15th. So we're gonna go in that order, even though it's not like chronological by year, but you'll get the hang of it. So everybody, we are going first, August 11th, 1989, the Bel Air Drive-In. And Rob, which of these three double features would you choose to go to? Nightmare on Elm Street 5 playing with Friday the 13th Part 8, Lockup with Ghostbusters 2, or Batman with Lethal Weapon 2?
So, all right. So Nightmare 5 is Dream Master,
Dream Child,
Dream Child. Okay. And then
Stephen
8,
Hopkins,
and then, right, Hopkins Bump. And then Friday 8 is
Jason
Manhattan,
Takes Manhattan.
Manhattan, right? Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah.
Okay. I do not like that film. I like five. I like Nightmare 5. Lockup I've never seen, but I did just finish reading Last Action Heroes, the book about the sort of 80s action guys.
It's
And
a good book.
there's a lot of gossip in there about Lockup and kind of the ridiculousness of the making of that. Ghostbusters 2, I'm not really a fan of. So really by default for me, I'm going Batman and Lethal Weapon 2, two of the biggest blockbusters of that year. I've still never seen, or no, have I? Have I seen Batman on the big screen? I feel like I maybe have, and I feel like I maybe.
You and I went
I was gonna
one
say, I was like,
time.
I'm pretty sure I saw it with you. Yeah.
We
So
were at what, the King of Prussia Mall?
I think that sounds about right. Yeah, I'm out
Yeah.
a mall out here in Philly. Yeah.
And some guy accosted me coming out of the theater because I said I didn't think Jack Nicholson was a good Joker. Yeah, and
Um,
I was like, this is a conversation between Rob and I. Can you go away, please?
Cool. And then Lethal Weapon 2, I like more than Lethal Weapon 1. I wouldn't say I'm a huge Lethal Weapon like franchise aficionado, so don't hold me to any like specificity to that, but I really enjoy Lethal Weapon 2 and I think that it would mix really well with Batman. So it's kind of a basic choice, but I'm going with that one.
I mean, you can't go wrong with that one. I like Ghostbusters 2 more than most people, and I like Lockup, but I wouldn't want to see them paired together. But I know if I chose either of those double features, I would have FOMO about a Nightmare on Elm Street movie, any Nightmare on Elm Street movie playing with any Friday the 13th movie back to back. So I'm gonna go with that one. Also, if you saw Jason Takes Manhattan at the drive-in, you could be driving off of the lot to the song The Darker Side of the Night, which is one of the cheesiest, best 1980s like power ballads, especially for a slasher movie. So I'm gonna choose Hopkins and Darkest Side of the Night pairing.
All right.
All right, so we are gonna go ahead in time to August 12th, 1994, the Double Drive-In. And you have a choice of these three double features: The Little Rascals playing with The Shadow, True Lies playing with Speed, or The Mask playing with Above the Rim.
And I
Ah,
haven't seen Above the Rim. This is the Tupac movie, right?
yes. Yeah,
Your opinion?
Tupac, Dwayne Martin, Marlon Wayans. It's
Okay.
good.
It's good. Okay, right. I think
Yeah.
I remember you telling me it's good. This one to me just isn't fair though. Like it's not like there's just I mean if I'm gonna get to see True Lies or Speed or both on
Mhm.
in the big screen. Again, my choices are really basic here. Now, is um Mask is the Mask, right? Not Mask.
Yeah, it's not Rocky Dennis. It's The Mask, Jim Carrey.
I have to go True Lies and Speed. I mean, closing out any movie marathon, even if it's just a double feature, that's just with Speed. That's just like True Lies, get you going, and then Speed takes you over the finish line.
So for me, it was easy to rule out Little Rascals and The Shadow because if I pick that, I would be peeking over my shoulder at whatever the other two drive-in screens are all evening. I have an interesting choice. Normally, I would agree with you. I would say True Lies and Speed, but it's too long. It's too long of an
It's a long
evening.
night. That's a long
That's a
night.
long night. And when I'm at the drive-in, I don't want a night that long.
Okay.
So that's why I'm going to go with The Mask and Above the Rim. Two New Line movies, two really fun movies. And also putting it over the top is the first time I ever went to a drive-in theater was to see a double feature of Clear and Present Danger and The Mask. So this is bringing things all the way back to the beginning for
I'm
me.
also not a huge Mask guy. Like, man, for as much as I love Jim
Oh, I
Carrey
love, yeah.
movies, yeah, The Mask has never been my Jim Carrey movie. But that makes sense.
I have a mask keychain that I found in my house, in my parents' house, and I put it on my key ring again. And Patrick and Erica gave me a Crypt Keeper
Oh,
keychain. So if anybody found my keys, they would think that I lost them in 1994.
I would have an Ace Ventura keychain, but that movie is deeply canceled.
All
So
right, time travel trip three, going ahead in time to
that's a good one.
August 13th, 1999, the Cicero Twin Drive-In. You have your choice of two double features, Bowfinger and The Wood, or Runaway Bride and the Blair Witch Project.
So I've never seen The Wood.
It's
Good,
great.
great movie. Okay.
Real, really, really sweet coming of age movie.
Don't know that I would want to see it after Bowfinger. This one, I'm thinking Date Night, and I'm thinking Runaway Bride and the Blair Witch Project will be a pretty solid double feature for like a not a first date, but maybe like a third or fourth date. Once you've kind of
Hmm.
gotten to know each other and you understand each other's sensibilities, I think it would be really fun to see a rom com and then one of the best for my money, like one of the really great horror movies. And not a lot of plot to follow in that second movie, so lots of time for other stuff.
Yeah. So I love The Wood, and it feels kind of like my movie because not a lot of people know about The Wood. But I like Bowfinger, but I feel like everybody else likes Bowfinger more than I do.
Okay.
Like I feel like it's one of those like it's smart comedy stamped movies, and I feel like a pressure to like it enough.
You have to like it
Um,
enough. You have to prove that you like it enough.
yeah, like it's like smart people like this movie, and I'm getting there, but I'm not
And you're just
exactly.
a guy from Chicago.
I'm
Like,
just a guy from Chicago. Hold on.
yeah, yeah.
I'm just a guy from the Midwest who likes movies. I've seen Runaway Bride once. It's like a guilty pleasure. It's not nearly as good as like Pretty Woman, but putting that aside, I loved the Blair Witch Project, and I am sad that I can never make it feel new again. But
Yeah.
I feel like seeing it outdoors with hearing crickets and like the outdoor nature aspect of it late at night, I
Yeah.
think could be really, really fun and creepy. So this is the closest I think to reinventing the Blair Witch Project for myself as a viewer, so I will definitely go with Runaway Bride and the Blair Witch Project. Time travel trip number four, we are moving back to August 14th, 1992.
This was tough to see, but yeah, good.
And your choices are three double features, Single White Female and A League of Their Own, Death Becomes Her and Whispers in the Dark, and Stay Tuned and Unforgiven.
I feel like tonally these are the wildest ones that we've gotten
Y-
so far,
This
right?
is the toughest one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've never seen Whispers in the Dark and I've never seen Stay Tuned.
Yeah.
Thoughts on either of those? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
Okay. All right. So Stay Tuned is a lot of fun.
John
It's
Ritter,
Peter
right?
Hyams, John Ritter. Yeah, it's kind of an underrated, underseen movie at this point. I like it a lot. Whispers in the Dark is one of the funniest 90s sex thrillers,
Okay.
and it's got like one of the best talking killer like reveals and moments, and it turns basically into a Friday the 13th movie at the end
All
in a
right.
way that like you would not expect. So I find a lot of like guilt, it's a lot of guilty pleasure aspects in Whispers in the Dark, even though it's totally crap.
I just don't know if I can do Ritter and then Clint. I don't know that just feels
It's
too.
a terrible
It's a really
pairing.
bad double feature, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So for as much as I love Unforgiven and for as much as I'd love to give Stay Tuned a chance, I'm not going to pick that one. Death Becomes Her, I just saw outside.
Mhm.
I just got to go to a screening in the park in Philly recently. They had a really fun screening in a cemetery of Death Becomes Her, so I did just get to see that outside on the big screen. It played really well.
Mhm.
I think it has to be with a really specific crowd, though. I would want to see Whispers in the Dark, but I probably wouldn't want to see it for the first time in that context. So I'm going to go only because of those factors. Also, Single White Female I've not seen in forever, but I am going to go with Single White Female and League of Their Own. League of Their Own is just one of my favorite movies, even though I think you can lose the wraparound. I think that movie's like 20 minutes too long. But I adore that movie, and it's a real sort of there's a real lady energy for this double feature in
Yeah.
a lot of interesting ways. So I'm going to go Single White Female and League of Their Own.
I changed my mind as we were talking about these.
Okay.
I love A League of Their Own is my favorite baseball movie, but I'm not crazy about Single White Female, so I don't really feel like having to sit through Single White Female to get to A League of Their Own. Stay Tuned and Unforgiven, if paired with other movies, probably could have been, I could have chosen either of them, but together it just is weird.
Weird, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go Death Becomes Her because I haven't seen it in a long time, and Whispers in the Dark because, like I said, it takes a turn in the third act that like has to be seen to be believed. Okay, and our last double feature, we are going forward to August 15th, 1997. Back at the Cicero Twin, your choices are Event Horizon and Spawn, or Air Force One and Men in Black.
I mean, come
Th-
on.
This this is like this one's so Rob and this one's so Adam. Like it's right there for us.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
I love Event Horizon. Um, and I could tolerate Spawn if it was first because
Mhm.
I would have the interest in waiting through like giving Spawn a chance because I know I'm going to get Event Horizon next.
Mhm.
But given the order that they're in, I don't know. Air Force One and Men in Black is just another Men in Black's a perfect movie. I just said that Air Force One is like just a perfect '90s Harrison Ford like just thriller. I watched that 1,000 times on VHS when I was a kid. This is the one where I'm pumping my fist the entire time. So I would do Spawn Event Horizon. I
Yeah.
would not do Event Horizon Spawn. I would walk out after Event Horizon.
Yeah, Air Force One and Men in Black would be really fun,
Mm.
but that's like, I mean, I would have to turn down the mall movie double feature of my dreams if it's like Event Horizon and Spawn. So that's
This
what I'm
one
going
is
with because it's such an Adam Risky double. So like I had to do that.
this is the one where we take separate cars and we we meet up afterwards and talk about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Although I could imagine like if you saw Air Force One at the drive-in where he's saying like get off my plane and people are like honking their horns and
Yeah,
stuff like that. It would be
100%.
really fun.
At the
Yeah.
Mahoning, they would do that for sure.
All right, Rob, I want to challenge you with something here.
Ooh,
What do you think is and if you like it enough, we could do this as a future episode.
okay.
So you chose Batman and Lethal Weapon 2, True Lies and Speed, the Runaway Bride and the Blair Witch Project, Single White Female in A League of Their Own, and Air Force One and Men in Black. Of those five, which would you choose to see?
Like, which would I actually want to sit down and do an episode on? Like, actually sit and watch?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I feel like I would have the most to talk about if we did. I'll put it this way: the most interesting conversation of my choices, I think, would end up being Runaway Bride and the Blair Witch Project, or Air Force One and Men in Black. But I feel like I've talked a lot about Men in Black, so I feel like if I was planning an episode, which one of these
Mhm.
would I want to do an episode on? Um, I would do, yeah, I would do Runaway Bride and Blair Witch.
Of mine, I mean, it's kind of hard to
I
turn
think we should do
down.
Spawn and Event Horizon. I think that
Well, it's between Event Horizon and Spawn and Nightmare 5 and Friday the 13th 8. I guess Event Horizon Spawn.
would be fun.
So-
I mean, I'd watch Spawn again. I'd watch Spawn again at home anytime. Just
all right, so Rob's top pick is Runaway Bride and Blair Witch Project. My top pick would be Event Horizon Spawn. Those of you watching, put in the comments which one you would like to see
okay. Yeah.
more.
All right.
And
So
then we will do that as a future episode. So thank you very much for taking this time travel trip with me, my friend.
this was fun. It's always
And
fun.
we're gonna be back next week with special guest Sonia Mansfield, and we are doing our annual Stephen King block of the calendar. So Rob's Stephen King pick is going to be first. So next week we are talking about this summer's underseen
Yes.
and underrated The
Mhm.
Life of Chuck.
Yes, a movie that I really adored. It got me through a difficult summer, and I think about almost every day. And I want to read. My mom just read the novella, and she's saving it for me, so I'm going to go grab it from her, so I
Nice.
can read it before we do this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to revisiting it and talking to you about it next week. So until next time,
These seats are seeing different double features, but then getting back together for hot dogs and
sure,
a couple beers later, and we'll talk.
totally.